Just wanted to expand on what we were talking about earlier. Again, we continue to be the beneficiaries of some waves that are splitting off from a larger system up in the northwest there. But there has been some sun poking out in the afternoon, and that's producing some upper 60s in San Diego, some lower 70s in Los Angeles. It'll clear out beautifully this weekend as some high pressure builds in. Look at this. Watches and warnings, not a whole lot to talk about there. Still some red flag warnings, especially in southwestern Colorado and out towards the midsection of our northern California as well. We've got some gale warnings in place along the coast. Here's what we're expecting as we go into Friday. We've got a stationary front that's stalled just off towards our north and east, and that's going to kind of normalize things for us a little bit. Pushes temperatures up into that 103 to 107 range. We'll get that flow from the east in the morning, and it'll switch around to the northwest in the afternoon, and you will see some morning fog. In fact, that will expand all the way into the Inland Empire. So for the last couple of nights, we've been telling you about this. If you are planning on heading into LA or even into Riverside in the early morning hours of Friday, just after midnight tonight, you'll see that start to fill in there. Visibility could be as low as a quarter of a mile, especially if you head along 60 there towards Riverside. It'll mix up and out around 8 or 9 o'clock. It's been very polite in that sense, but it will be a rough go in the early morning hours. 88 currently in Desert Hot Springs, 101 in Coachella, some mid-90s out towards 29 Palms, gorgeous 72 up in Big Bear. Idlewild's really nice right now as well. Temperatures will cool very efficiently tonight. We break into the 70s just after midnight, and that sets up perfectly for Friday morning. We're going to see those dew points elevated once again. There's still plenty of moisture in the atmosphere, but it will be warmer. Here's what we can expect as we go into the weekend. We'll see those temperatures go up, but we'll also see those dew points heading down and relative humidity heading down along with it. It's going to be very, very nice. Not too hot, not too dry. 105 in Palm Springs tomorrow, 106 in Indio. Look for some upper 90s towards Joshua Tree and some more mid 70s up towards Big Bear. Your Comfort Air 7-day forecast shows some warming heading our way. First day of summer's on Saturday, and it's going to feel like it. Father's Day is going to be 107 as well.
Why are you waving your arms? Because I like dancing. My teacher is helping me. She learned at Vassar College. Well, I'm going to Johns Hopkins in Baltimore to become a doctor. Don't you have to wait until after high school? Yeah, it's only like 9 years away. Baltimore is far away. I want to go to USC. Stop waving your arms.
Palm Valley School, where second graders have college conversations.
Hi, I'm Rip Mathis. We've all been asked to spend more time at home. Please know that Mathis Brothers is here to help. Our stores are committed to remaining open to serve your family's needs. Our updated business hours are 11 to 7 with senior shopping hour from 11 to 12. We hope we can help make your home a more comfortable, happy place. Whether it's a new bed, a comfortable chair, or a new living room, we can still provide you with immediate pickup or next day delivery. Only at Mathis Brothers.
Leeds & Son Fine Jewelers in Palm Desert.
Paul McKenna here at the Giant Crystal Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Truck Superstore in the Cathedral City Auto Center. We have hundreds of crystal clear deals waiting for you during our Drive Forward sales event, like this.
Drive away in a new Ram 1500 for $8,100 off MSRP. Or a new 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee for an incredible $309 a month.
Only at the Giant Crystal Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Truck Superstore in the Cathedral City Auto Center, or find us 24/7 at crystalchrysler.com.
Do you suffer from leg pain? Burning, aching, swelling, or cramping? My mother suffered for years until she discovered VenaSeal, the #1 treatment for varicose veins that takes only 20 minutes, has you back on your feet the same day, and is covered by most insurance. And the doctors at Desert Vein and Vascular Institute are the #1 providers of VenaSeal in the nation. Don't suffer. Call 1-800-VARICOSE for a free vein screening today.
Good evening, everyone. Gino Lamont here. Time for a check of your NBC Palm Springs sports headlines. Well, if you're a fan of baseball, and darn it, who isn't? You may have noticed the hashtag when and where trending on social media the past couple of days. Well, it all started over the weekend when the Major League Players Union responded to the owners, "It's time to get back to work. Tell us when and where." Yesterday, the league proposed a 60-game regular season schedule. The Players Union plan bumps that up to 70 games, but still no baseball. And it's not only baseball. The NFL also trying to adjust to a new normal because of coronavirus. The league is considering expanding practice squads from 10 players to 16. That move would give teams more flexibility in case players test positive and have to be isolated for 2 weeks afterwards. Today, Dr. Anthony Fauci said NFL teams would need to live, quote, inside a bubble to operate the league safely. Well, it's a picture that's hard to imagine for many NFL fans. Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski in Tampa Bay Buccaneer uniforms. At least it's not those hideous orange ones. Tampa Bay Bucs, for the first time, showed them the new players in the uniforms. Gronk and Brady, teammates, of course, in New England from 2010 to 2018, and they're together again. But this time, they're in South Florida, and they're looking to bring the Lombardi Trophy home with them. Staying with the Gronk, he's teaming up with one of the biggest stars in sports, literally. On Saturday, Shaquille O'Neal and Rob Gronkowski will live stream Shaq's Funhouse versus Gronk Beach, a virtual party for charity. It'll feature musical performances as well as head-to-head challenges. One of them, lip-syncing battle between Shaq and Gronk. That will be, well, let's call it interesting to watch. Shaq says it's a party with a purpose. It's going to do it for sports. We're back after the break.
NBC Palm Springs, first on air, first online.
Following the march in Palm Desert,
we are sending the message that we are tired.
A curfew is in place.
200 to 300 people are in this crowd.
NBC Palm Springs, where the reporting is the difference.
We're all doing our part by staying at home. That could mean an increase in energy bills. You can save by using a fan to cool off, unplugging and turning off devices when not in use, or closing your shades during the day. Stay well and keep it golden.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. From one end of this valley to the other, nobody does it better than Tessera. From Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage to Indio and La Quinta, we're the experts. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Are you ready for the history test?
Only time will tell.
Like when you go solar, time will tell if you use the right company.
It was important to my dad, who just hired Hot Purple Energy. The companies he talked to just a few years ago aren't even around anymore.
My dad has been a contractor for over 25 years.
He is old.
Don't tell him that, but that's what makes Hot Purple Energy different than any other local solar company.
Think solar.
Think purple. Hot Purple Energy.
Why be gray when you can be silver? Why be ordinary when you can be sensational? Sensationally Silver, your premier hair care product line. You've got it, so flaunt it. Sensationally Silver, because we've earned our right to shine.
Sensationally silver, because you are.
At Mercedes-Benz, nothing less than world-class service will do. That's why we're expanding your range of choices. Many dealers now offer optional pickup and delivery and at-home maintenance, as well as online shopping with home delivery and special finance arrangements. So whether you visit your local dealer or prefer the comfort of home, you can count on the very highest level of service. Get 0% APR financing up to 36 months on most models and 90-day first payment deferral on any model.
This is an NBC Palm Springs special report. Coronavirus facts, not fear. Presented by East Valley COVID-19 testing site, serving residents of Eastern Coachella Valley.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us for this NBC Palm Springs special report, Coronavirus Facts, Not Fear. We dedicate this half hour each and every night to in-depth interviews with a range of experts and professionals, because now it's more important than ever that we get information directly from our local leaders and try to sift through the confusing and often rapidly changing information coming our way. The numbers continue to not be good. Coronavirus death toll is now cleared 117,000. And those numbers are going up fast. Some states like Florida are seeing record numbers of new cases every day. Every night we put the numbers of new infections in the state of California as well as the Coachella Valley. How many people are sick, how many have recovered, and sadly, how many people have lost their battle with COVID-19. So tonight we thought we would put a face on one of those infected people. Kathy Martin joins us now. Kathy, thank you for being here.
Hi, I'm glad to be here.
All right, let's start at the very beginning. Do you recall when you first started feeling, let's say, unwell?
Well, I was exposed to a patient. I work for a home health company, and I was exposed to a patient on the 24th. I didn't find out for a few days later until that patient had gone into the hospital. And I think we found out on like Thursday, the 28th, that he was tested positive for COVID.
Okay, so you know exactly where and when and how you contracted the disease.
I do.
Right. Does that help the doctors at all early on in your prognosis, knowing that you'd been directly exposed?
I think so. They had us do a test right away. And unfortunately, it wasn't long enough so that the test came back negative. So after the test, about 3 days later, I started developing symptoms.
And from your exposure to the time when you started experiencing symptoms, how long was that?
I would say about a week.
About a week, which is what they've been telling us, right? 3 to 14 days. So you're
Absolutely,
right there in the
yeah.
middle. Now, did it hit hard and fast, or was it like you just started feeling a little lousier every day?
It started light. It was getting like small fevers. I felt something was kind of off in my body. I didn't know what it was. I woke up one morning with back pain, and I thought I just am having a back flare-up. But as the day went on, that pain started moving up my back, and I was feeling it in my lungs when I was breathing, and then the temperature, the fever started spiking and getting higher like every day.
Right. I know that I felt crappy pretty much every day since 1983, so you knew this was different than that, right?
I definitely did.
Okay. Now, we've heard that they're getting good results with remdesivir if it's given early on in the process. Were you given any of these medications early on?
Yes, I was. I was actually really happy that I was able to get on the medication because it was in low supply. There was another treatment that was like a blood transfusion of somebody who had previously had COVID and had the antibodies. I was also on the wait list for that, but it turned out I was able to get on the remdesivir, and I had 5 dosages.
Right, and you feel like that may have made a big difference in how long you were down and how long you were hospitalized?
I think so. I think that probably cut my hospital stay by about 4 to 5 days.
Really? And how long were you in the hospital?
I was in for 9 days.
And you think it could have been much longer if not for the remdesivir?
I think so. I definitely think this shortened my stay.
Right. And what did the doctors say when they were talking to you throughout this process? Were they positive about your recovery, or were they concerned at any point?
Well, when I first went in, I was monitoring my oxygen because I have a pulse ox, and I knew that you could have a really bad flu, but it could also turn on you in a heartbeat. So I was monitoring my oxygen. I noticed I was starting to get into the lower 90s. And that night I was really sick and going back and forth to the bathroom. I started noticing that I was having shortness of breath. So I actually looked at my oxygen levels, and I had dropped to 82. And that's when I called 911. Right, because you're in the industry, so you know that the oxygenation is really a huge indicator that you're getting sick fast. I'm in the, yes, I was aware to monitor that. And I also knew a family from the East Coast that had gone through this, and it turned on her in a dime. She just became so sick just overnight. So I was preparing for it. This may seem like an odd question, but one of the things we were hearing early on, and I don't know if this is true medically or scientifically, but one of the things we heard was that ibuprofen can sometimes accelerate the disease or the virus if taken early on to relieve pain and fevers. Did you take anything like that? Actually, I was not aware of that until one of my coworkers mentioned it. And when I was spiking my fever, I was taking like Tylenol and ibuprofen together, like almost every 4 hours. And I was getting concerned that I was taking too much. And when she mentioned the ibuprofen, I actually stopped taking that. But my symptoms got worse because I didn't have that relief. Sure. So again, this is one of those things. I don't know if there's any medical science behind it, but it was something we'd heard about. But it's interesting that you were double dosing to keep that temperature down. Do you know how high your temperature got? Like what was the worst it got? At home, the worst it got was over 103. Oh, but man. The first night in the hospital, it got to 104.3. Wow. That's it was really scary. I kept telling them something's wrong. And the next thing I know, I heard, oh, she's 104.3.
Right. Yeah.
And it was probably one of the most miserable moments of my life. I remember they brought me into where they had to get a CAT scan on my lungs to make sure they thought maybe I had blood clots. And I remember they started putting ice packs on my head and arms and legs, and they cranked the air condition up. And I remember just laying there feeling like it was the most miserable I'd ever been in my life.
Amazing. Now, tell me, did you feel a day when the fever broke or you had turned the corner? Was it a specific day, or has it just been a long, slow sort of recovery?
Well, I would say it was the third day. I was really struggling that first night I was there. My mind wanted to fight, but my body wasn't. And I felt my body giving up a lot of times. I kind of let myself go there thinking, I don't think I'm going to make it through the night. And what would actually turn things around for me in my head was my son. My son, Alex, who's 21, he's in New York. And I had just thoughts and pictures of him coming into my head. And I said, I have to fight for him.
That's wonderful. Do you mind telling us which hospital you were in?
I was at Eisenhower.
Right. And you felt like they were taking good care of you. They'd clearly done this numerous times before.
I thought from the moment I got there that I was in really good hands. The doctors were a little bit grim that first night, and I kind of felt myself going into a little bit of a depression. But I always felt like I was in good hands, and I felt like I trusted them.
Right.
And it's hard for me as a healthcare person because I'm the one that always is giving care, and it was hard for me to reverse those roles and become a patient.
Right. There's still a lot of naysayers out there. We saw it in Orange County over the past couple of days where they were fighting against the mandatory mask order. They still calling it a pandemic as if it's all a big hoax. What would you say to the people out there now that say it's not that bad, it's just a flu, or the whole thing's just made up anyways?
I would say that people are being a little too complacent with this. I'm a relatively young person with no underlying conditions. And if this can happen to me and turn the way it did, it can happen to anybody. I am all for opening the economy. I felt horrible for the small businesses that have struggled during this. And I just want people to be careful and cautious going forward.
The governor today passed a mandatory mask statewide order. You support that?
I do.
Right. As a healthcare professional, you wear a mask most every day anyway, aren't you?
Yes, I took every precaution and I still got it.
So you think you contracted it while wearing a mask and gloves?
Yeah, well, I didn't have gloves on, but I was wearing a mask. We used hand sanitizer, wash our hands, clean all of our equipment. So we did everything possible to prevent an outbreak or a spread, or for me being exposed to it. And it still happened.
Wow. Any idea how?
We take blood pressure. It's possible that something happened there. There was also a caregiver in the home, and I imagine he's been exposed to it. And he was talking to me a lot about the patient and what we were going to be doing going forward. So it's hard to know, but me and as well as one other nurse from our company was tested positive as well.
Wow. And so
with the same patient.
Right. As you look back at this now on the tail end, because you say that it's still a slow sort of recovery to full strength, but obviously feeling much better, which is wonderful. You felt like there was a moment you weren't sure you were going to make it?
There was the first night, yes. I actually, I lost my mom when I was in my early 20s, and a couple other people, my brother Martin and my son's tennis coach, Jackie Cooper. And it was weird. I was like talking to them in the room that night. Like I was saying, I think I'm going to be with you guys. And I wasn't having any kind of out of body experience. I never lost consciousness or anything, but I felt this sense of being near them. And then that's when I started thinking about my son, and I stopped going to that place.
Wow, that must have been terrifying. Well, we're glad you're feeling better. And just as a caution to everyone, boy, it can happen to anybody, even when you're taking precautions. So let's keep everybody safe, keep your masks on, and if nothing else, do it for Kathy Martin. Kathy, thank you for joining us tonight.
And I don't know if I can just mention one more thing.
Sure.
But the staff at Eisenhower in that COVID unit up on 4 East, they were the most wonderful people, and I feel like they're part of my family now. They took such good care of me, and I don't know how day after day they go in and out of rooms having to change into their gear and keep the positive, compassionate attitude that they have. And I credit them for saving my life.
Well, I'm sure they're going to appreciate that. We'll be sure they hear about your words. Kathy, thank you.
Okay, no problem. I'm glad to be able to talk to you.
All right, we're back after the break.
It's happening now at SASU's Palm Desert, the Welcome Back Summer Sale. Save up to 50% on all styles, colors, sizes, and widths. Limited to stock on hand, so hurry in today to SASU's Highway 111 in Fred Waring in the Waring Plaza, Palm Desert.
The 29 Palms Band of Mission Indians and community partners opens the East Valley COVID-19 testing site. We offer drive-up, drive-through on-site testing, Fridays and Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. East Valley residents who do not currently have health insurance will receive information and assistance signing up for programs. The testing site is located on Dillon Road, southwest of the Spotlight 29 Casino and Highway 86. To make an appointment, call 1-833-624-1097 or log on to borregohealth.org.
I'm Dr. Ann Nicholas. If you're unhappy with your smile, have missing or failing teeth, or dentures that move around, our team of specialists offers a one-stop center for cosmetic and implant dentistry. Using the latest technology, we can give you the smile you've always wanted.
Dr. Nicholas is amazing. She and her team gave me the confidence with my new implants, and it's the best decision I have ever made.
Call 760-851-0779 now for a free consultation. It's easy and painless.
You want a great-looking car?
We say yes!
You want great reliability?
I was looking for reliability and pricing and got both.
You want great service?
We say yes!
You want a great deal?
We've bought several vehicles here. They've given us amazing deals.
And you want it fast?
We say yes!
And you will too. Take advantage of our special offers. Lease a brand new 2020 Toyota RAV4 for only $259 per month. Say yes to Express and get our best deal ever fast.
How would you like to get paid up to $2,000 for that old AC unit? That's right. With the Next Gen Buyback Guarantee, we'll give you up to $2,000 for your old unit, and your new system is backed by a lifetime replacement guarantee. Don't risk your AC going out on you on a dangerous summer day. If your AC unit is over the age of 10, just call Next Gen. Honest, reliable service, a buyback guarantee, and a lifetime replacement guarantee. Only at Next Gen. From our Next Gen family to yours, we're honored to safely serve you.
NEXGEN, call 833-3NEXTGEN.
It's happening now at SASU's Palm Desert, the Welcome Back Summer Sale. Save up to 50% on all styles, colors, sizes, and widths. Limited to stock on hand, so hurry in today to SASU's Highway 111 in Fred Waring in the Waring Plaza, Palm Desert.
This is an NBC Palm Springs special report. Coronavirus facts, not fear. Presented by East Valley COVID-19 testing site, serving residents of eastern Coachella Valley.
The county's numbers continue to climb since accelerated reopening began, and we are now on the state's watch list as a potential hotspot. How are our local hospitals faring, and what can we do to slow down the spread? Kitty Alvarado has a closer look.
Accelerated reopening in Riverside County is also accelerating COVID-19 numbers. The county is now on the state's watch list after having an almost 10% positive rate.
Our positivity rate has increased, and the state has engaged with us and talked to us about that. We believe that some of the reason for that is a result of larger outbreaks that we've seen at the state prison in Chuckwalla.
While positive cases fluctuate, sometimes exceeding the 8% threshold for accelerated reopening, the county says the state is looking at another number, hospital capacity.
We have not reached capacity in our hospitals.
But hospitalizations are up. Desert Regional Medical Center and JFK Memorial are reporting higher rates since the May 1st reopening. Dr. Eutham Contaxis, the head of emergency medicine at Eisenhower Health, says they're seeing an uptick too.
It's gone up from about 18 to 20 patients to about 47 patients, maybe 50 now. We're seeing, though, less patients in the ICU.
He says they've learned a lot about coronavirus in the last few months, and treatments are getting better, but there's still a lot of unknowns.
Some people have absolutely no symptoms, and some people have these really horrific reactions to the virus. And so I think as a caregiver, we look at that and say, wow.
He says we can avoid getting the virus and reverse the trend by hand washing, physical distancing, and following the new state's mask requirement.
Not only to protect yourself, but to protect others. And it also, I think, gives us a sense of community spirit where we're all trying to take care of each other.
Kitty Alvarado, NBC Palm Springs.
All right, lots more when we come back. Stick around.
Her biological father. If we don't tell her now, we become a part of the lie. What's happening? There's no easy way to say this.
Council of Dads, new tonight on NBC.
Where are the paintings that I was promised?
Steal priceless works of art at the behest of a maniac.
I can't believe we're breaking in.
We don't have a choice. Forgiveness is a cornerstone of our faith.
Here's what we want everyone to do. Count all the hugs you haven't given, all the hands you haven't held, all the dinners you didn't share with friends, the trips you haven't taken. Keep track of them. Each one means one less person vulnerable, one less person exposed, and one step closer to a healthier community. So for now, keep your distance, but don't lose count. We'll have some catching up to do.
Every garage door needs service yearly.
Did you really believe that I'd just worked forever without ever giving me any attention?
Every year, thousands of people get stuck outside or inside their garage. Get our signature 44-point garage door tune-up for only $69.95. For a limited time, we'll throw in a $25 gift certificate to Castelli's Restaurant in Palm Desert.
Consider yourselves lucky you didn't get stuck inside the garage.
What a hot summer we are having. Let's check in with Paul from Comfort Air to tell us how we can deal with this heat and stay comfortable.
Thanks, Carol. In your 7-day forecast, hot, hot, and hot. So you'll want to stay cool with the new Lennox XC25. Quiet, efficient, and affordable. The Lennox XC25 can save you up to 60% on your electric bill and keep you comfortable all summer long. Back to you, Carol.
Call Comfort Air today, the Coachella Valley's official weather sponsor, and see why they're #1 for a reason.
Summertime has arrived, and La Quinta Chevrolet is sizzling with huge summer deals. Save big on Silverados on summer sell-down prices while they last. Plus, right now, get more with zero. Drive with zero first month payment, zero security deposit, and zero money down. Like a new Chevy Equinox. Lease for only $279 per month. Start your summer road trip to savings at La Quinta Chevrolet. Visit LaQuintaChevrolet.com today. Find new roads.
This is an NBC Palm Springs special report. Coronavirus facts, not fear. Presented by East Valley COVID-19 testing site, serving residents of Eastern Coachella Valley.
Welcome back. As a growing number of states reopen popular venues like bars, nightclubs, theaters, even churches, there's a new concern that these places could become hotspots for the spread of the virus. Research finds that the vast majority of coronavirus cases are caused not by touching contaminated surfaces and objects, but by person-to-person transmission. And the concern goes beyond just sneezing and coughing on each other. Joe Fryer explains.
They're called super spreaders, large, close gatherings where the virus spreads like wildfire from one infected person to an entire crowd.
It was just one positive after another, after another, after another.
Dara Sweat and 14 of her friends had been out celebrating a birthday at a Jacksonville bar without masks. Just days later, they started feeling sick, and she says all tested positive for the coronavirus.
It's terrifying. It's truly terrifying. Just a regular Saturday night, you think that you're just going to go hang out with your friends, and the next thing you know, all of you are sick.
According to the CDC, the virus is thought to spread mainly from person to person, while touching surfaces is not thought to be the main way the virus spreads, because ingesting enough from a surface to make you sick is unlikely. Researchers say indoor social gatherings are the riskiest, with virus droplets spreading not just from sneezing and coughing, but also loud talking and even singing. At a choir practice in Washington State back in March, members say they used hand sanitizer and refrained from close contact. Still, 53 of 61 attendees became infected and 2 died.
There's no other way that it could have gotten spread except by aerosol from us breathing in and out and singing. That's the only possible way.
And this month in West Virginia, health officials have identified 5 outbreaks in churches.
When you're taking deep breaths and you're loud and propelling with your voice, it travels further. Same thing with playing an instrument that you're blowing into, like a saxophone or a clarinet. So like school band recitals, things like that are of concern.
And for the throngs of young people eager to get back out and socialize, Dara says you might want to think twice.
I think it's a little too soon to assume that we can go out and we can handle that without there being repercussions.
That was Joe Fryer reporting. Public health officials are also concerned about outbreaks from large outdoor gatherings like a recent mass protests and marches across the country. The White House task force is predicting a possible surge in cases from those events by the end of this month. We've got more after the break. Stay with us.
Covering young Madeline's vigil really showed me the kindness and the humanity here in Coachella Valley.
People, you never think it's going to reach your home, and
be able to see this whole community come by and just show their support to this family, it was truly touching, and it showed me that people here in Coachella Valley, they have not forgotten what's most important, and that's just being kind.
NBC Palm Springs, where the reporting is the difference.
The 29 Palms Band of Mission Indians and community partners opens the East Valley COVID-19 testing site. We offer drive-up, drive-through on-site testing, Fridays and Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. East Valley residents who do not currently have health insurance will receive information and assistance signing up for programs. The testing site is located on Dillon Road, southwest of the Spotlight 29 Casino and Highway 86. To make an appointment, call 1-833-624-1097 or log on to borregohealth.org.
I like sunshine on a cloudy day. You say what can make me feel this way, my girl.
Room for 7 and much, much more. The first ever GLB. Get 0% APR financing up to 36 months on most models and 90-day first payment deferral on any model.
Great people, unrivaled community spirit, and the Subaru Love Promise. It's why drivers who love their cars keep coming back to Palm Springs Subaru.
I love the way Palm Springs Subaru has taken care of us over the years. We've had now like 11 Subarus in our family.
We're all Foresters right now.
I love mine, man. I can fit everything in there when I go camping, when I go boarding. I think we'll always drive Subarus.
With a sunroof.
With a sunroof.
Now through June 30th, enjoy 0% APR financing for 63 months on all new 2020 Ascent, Forester, Impreza, Legacy, and Outback models at Palm Springs Subaru.
For low-cost legal document preparation, including living trusts, wills, divorce, power of attorney, and incorporations, look to Legal Docs by Me. Get fast, accurate service in as little as 24 hours for a fraction of the cost of using an attorney. Call or visit our convenient Palm Desert location today to see how we can help you without the stress and expense of an attorney. You tell us what you need. We create the documents. It's that easy. Legal Docs by Me. No lawyers. Save money.
This is an NBC Palm Springs special report. Coronavirus facts, not fear. Presented by East Valley COVID-19 testing site, serving residents of eastern Coachella Valley.
One of the hottest of hot spots is Brazil, as they are now closing in on 1 million coronavirus cases. Brazil has suffered one of the deadliest outbreaks in the world, coming in second behind the U.S. in the number of cases. President Bolsonaro has frequently downplayed the severity of the virus and criticized lockdown measures. Millions of Americans are still relying on unemployment to make ends meet. The Labor Department reports another 1.5 million Americans filed first-time jobless claims last week. That brings the total in a little more than 13 weeks to 45 million unemployed Americans. A Japanese cookware store near LA is receiving a threatening note that says, "Go back to Japan." The printed message also threatens to bomb the store if they don't do what was asked. Police are investigating the incident as a hate crime. The Japanese Consulate General in Los Angeles is advising Japanese nationals living in the area to be cautious. A New Jersey community is rallying around a restaurant after it was defaced with racist graffiti. The graffiti read, "Go home to China," and also COVID-19. Now town officials are calling that a hate crime. Lots more coming up. Stick around.
Kids and plants are a lot alike. They both grow well with regular, scheduled care. For plants, that's giving them the support they need. For kids, that's following their vaccine calendar for the first 2 years. When you get your kids their vaccines on time, you give them the support they need to grow strong and grow well. IEHP, helping you reach your destination health.
Why are you waving your arms? Because I like dancing. My teacher is helping me. She learned at Vassar College. Well, I'm going to Johns Hopkins in Baltimore to become a doctor. Don't you have to wait until after high school? Yeah, it's only like 9 years away. Baltimore is far away. I want to go to USC. Stop waving your arms.
Palm Valley School, where second graders have college conversations.
This is where we live. This is where we work, raise our families, grow our food, build our lives. Lately, our way of life has changed, but one thing has stayed the same. Our community has been there to support us and keep us strong, supporting local businesses, educating ourselves on what's really going on, and lending a helping hand. With the strength of our community, the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce is here for you.
From the Valley Plumbing family, our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone in the community. The health and well-being of our employees, customers, and communities we serve is our primary concern, and all CDC guidelines are strictly being followed. As an essential business, Valley Plumbing is open to help you with whatever plumbing needs you may have. We have great financing options and low interest rates. For 67 years, big or small, we fix it all at the best prices.
Big or small, we fix it all at Valley Plumbing.
We know your vehicle may not be top of mind at the moment. At Coachella Valley Buick GMC, we want you to know we are open for business and we're here to help. Visit our showroom, or with our Shop Click Drive program, you're just one click away from purchasing a new GMC vehicle. Take advantage of huge discounts. Visit i10gm.com today, and our easy-to-use tool can help you find the perfect vehicle. Estimate your trade-in value and monthly payments, and apply for credit right from our website. When you're done, your car will be delivered straight to your home.
Brighter Side of the News is brought to you by Holland RV, located off the I-10 at Washington.
All right, here's today's graduate class of 2020.
NBC Palm Springs salutes the class of 2020. Presented by Outdoor Living Concepts.
Hey guys, I'm Jocelyn Maitorena. I am your valedictorian. I want to start by thanking my parents and my teachers for supporting me. And I know 2020 isn't what we expected and not how we wanted to graduate. But also know you should be proud of your success and what you have accomplished by far. I wish you all good luck for these coming years in our lives. May the years to come be kind to all of us, and may God in His wisdom bless with success. Let's go, Lobos.
Congratulations, class of 2020, from NBC Palm Springs and Outdoor Living Concepts.
All right, so congratulations to all the grads of 2020. We're going to continue doing that throughout the month of June. That's going to do it for us for this half hour. Hope you can join us again tomorrow at 6:30 for all the very latest information in coronavirus facts, not fear. We'll see you back here tomorrow.